All right, good people. I got good news for you. It's
Yeah.
Friday.
Woo!
It's Friday. TGIF.
Woo!
It's Friday. I don't know about y'all. My whole being is kind of leaning towards the tape of the week where I could end this week out. So happy Friday, everyone. In
Yeah,
fact,
happy Friday. So we don't know where you're watching this. You could
yeah.
be watching this on my Facebook page. You could be watching it on Kymone's 37 pages. You could be watching it in the community wherever you're watching it, man. We glad that you're hanging out with us on a Friday. This is my second
That's right.
time going live today, man. That's unprecedented. First of all, I haven't gone live in like a year, and then on
Right.
Friday I did it twice.
It's funny that because I've gone live twice today as well. And the same place as you've gone live. So shout out to Clestine. Clestine, really excited for what you're doing with your program. So let me make sure I share this in the community before we
Yeah,
go too
as you're
far.
sharing that, and what we're hanging out today, you see the title. What's really stopping you from growing a speaking business? We're gonna have this conversation today, and we have been separately. If you've seen on my page, or Kymone's page, we actually interviewed someone who has been a part of our speaking challenges in the past, and she's launching her own virtual event starting next week. So just giving her some support and encouragement. And it's really, really cool for us because we love to see people actually take action around the things that we encourage them to do.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So listen, if you all are watching this now, just drop it in the chat. All right, so let me just say this. My week, I'm gonna grade my week on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm gonna give it a solid 8. If you are watching this, I want you to grade your week on a scale of 1 to 10 and put your number in the chat. Whatever your number is for how you would grade your week on a scale of 1 to 10. And you can decide how you want to grade it. I'm giving mine an 8. You put yours in
Listen,
the comments. Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10, and you can't say 7. Stop playing with us.
No, honestly,
Stop
you should
playing
tell
with
them
us.
5, like 5. It's
Right.
like, yeah. What's your number, Pierre?
I put 8.
Okay.
Definitely put an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Yeah.
I don't man, I caught something from you, man. I've been walking like crazy this week.
Really? Come on,
I've
man.
been walking crazy this week, like 6, 7 miles a day, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you a joke, man. I'll tell you a joke. So 167. Wow. No, funny. I was walking this morning and I posted it, and Gamal put in the community, we should do a walking challenge. And I was like, okay, we got to stay faithful to the theme of this community. But I was like, we should do a walk and talk challenge, right? Where you got to like post yourself saying something, talking about whatever while you walk. Just post a video yourself that allows you to show yourself walking and sharing something at the same time. So maybe we'll do a walking challenge at some
Man, I
point,
think we could
Pierre.
do it. I think we could do it, especially if we come from the angle of like monetize your ministry in the ecosystem, right? As we talk
Yeah.
about coaching, as we talk about writing books, specifically, we're talking about today speaking.
Mm-hmm.
How health is a critical component to that. So I think the community will rally around
Oh, that would
a
be cool.
monetize your ministry walking challenge, and like
Yeah.
portions of it we actually do live. Like we
Yeah,
outside
yeah. Oh
in the
man.
morning.
Look, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna make some teams because I've done one where you put people on some teams.
Yeah,
That thing gets good. 6 to 7 miles. All right. You need to be on my team for sure.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I get the miles in. I get the
That's
miles
good.
in.
That's really good. All right, y'all, good people. What's really stopping you from growing a speaking business? If we really wanted to make the full length of what the discussion is not only what's really stopping you from growing a speaking business, but what's really stopping you from growing a business through speaking as well as a speaking business. Because Pierre,
Yeah,
one of the discussions we've had is what the work we're doing with this challenge, the work we've been doing with people, is not only to help them grow a business as a speaker, as a trainer, as a presenter, but it's also helping them to grow their business through this skill and through the work of speaking about it.
yeah. I can't remember where I heard it. Maybe it was a training that I attended a long time ago, and the person was saying some of us have a speaking business. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're keynote speakers, we are facilitators, we lead workshops. That's our primary income. If that's not your primary income, then the value is leveraging the skill of speaking to grow
Mm-hmm.
your business. leveraging the skill of speaking to grow your business. I think a classic example of this is social media, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the number of people on social media who are telling you this is how you garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is how you set up your plots in the winter or in the spring, and this is the type of fertilizer to buy. And they're giving you a tutorial on how to set up your patio or your urban garden or whatever. And how are they doing that? They're speaking to you.
That's
They're
right.
using the gift and craft of speaking to grow their gardening business or their gardening community. So we want to encourage you. This our challenge. I know the specificity of the challenge is around how to grow a speaking business, but you can also leverage these tools and say, hey, I don't want to be a full-time speaker, but I want to leverage what's given in this challenge to grow my therapy practice if I'm a
Mm-hmm.
therapist, to grow my personal training business, to grow, just to be even a better communicator in my workplace as a corporate employee or nonprofit or whatever enterprise you have that you work for yourself. Many of the things that we share with you are universal, and they're not limited to just running a speaking business per se.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you this one more point on this before we dive into the answer to the question, what's really stopping you. When we get into the challenge, you will see that when we talk about speaking as a business, it's not just limited to what you might think. Be up on the
Yeah.
stage, be the keynote person, be the one who is all eyes on you in a big room that a lot of us are afraid of. I'll give you an example, and I'll just tell y'all this one thing that you're gonna hear again in the challenge. I was interviewing Clestine today, and she
Hmm.
says, "Kymone, you're really good at this." And I
Hmm.
said, this is something that I want to lean into as not just a skill that I do on my podcast, not just a skill that I do in my coaching, but one that I use in the marketplace as a part of this speaking challenge to grow myself getting paid to do this. And that might be for someone who you're
Yeah.
good at asking questions, you're good at holding conversations. There's a space and a place for that.
Oh, man. So I stuff, man. I don't know, man. I got a story to share, but should I save it for the challenge?
Now
Or should I
give
just
it to
tell it
us.
now?
Give it to
All
us.
right, cool. I was having breakfast this week with someone who was in one of our previous challenges. You might know him. He lives
Mm-hmm.
lives fairly close to me. We were hanging out. We were having breakfast, and he was talking. He was sharing with me experience that he had with his wife. So his wife, they asked his wife to. It was a conference for ministry leaders, a conference for pastors,
Mm-hmm.
and they were looking for a recreational element, like a game night scenario or some icebreakers across a couple of days. So they tag teamed, and the wife ran the icebreakers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The husband who was in the challenge with us was the MC for the icebreakers.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, like, the pastors and the ministry leaders who are part of that experience just had the time of their lives. So this is what I said to them. This is what I said to him. I said, man, in some ways, there's healthy amount of competition around the keynote platform, the main stage platform. Do you know where there's little to no competition?
Where?
The afternoon and evenings during conferences. People are just
Mm-hmm.
milling around, or even if they have a game night or a game opportunity or some recreational thing, it's poorly planned and poorly executed. I said,
That's a
what if
fact.
you pitch an add-on, any major conference, an add-on, you'll host for all the participants, you'll host a live interactive game night, and you'll bring in some of the themes of the conference, some team building stuff as well. But you can really, man, you could you could make a pretty good living with this piece that they developed. They developed the skill working with teens and young adults, and now they're taking this skill and experience and bringing it to senior leaders in the faith space, crafting a very similar experience as an add-on to their training day. And they said the adults loved it, and I said, yeah, y'all need to take that thing on the road. Her facilitating the game, you as the MC, and both of those things require you to be able to speak to do them.
Listen, y'all just got a piece of what you're gonna get in the challenge. Because here's where I think you just open our minds, Pierre. For a lot of people on here, they go, "Oh, I couldn't do that first one, right? The keynote person, but
Yeah.
I can do that. I can do
Yeah.
that." And I didn't know. There's the thing. Can you get paid to do that?
He told me how much they got paid, or how much she got paid, and how much he got paid as his assistant. And I was like, hey man, you need somebody to come blow up balloons and hand out spoons.
And here's the thing, and that's just one space, right? There are other
Yeah.
spaces that would pay even more, right?
Oh, absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
that's what I want you to understand. Yeah.
I was sharing with him. I went to a conference. I spoke at a conference last year, and I was the opening keynote for the conference. At the end of the day, they had a game night. They had a DJ, and they had a game night. And the game night was just board games sort of around, and people gather around tables to play. But it wasn't a highly curated, highly facilitated experience. And I saw dozens of people kind of poke their head in the room, see what was going on, not see a lot of action, and just go off to something else. And the DJ is cranking, the music is just bumping loud. The lights are flickering, and it's only a handful of people around the room playing the games. And I said, well, what would they have done in this same space? And I just imagine like a highly curated, interactive, playful experience that people could benefit from and enjoy. And in a lot of cases, that becomes like one of the premier highlights of a conference experience. And there is little to no competition in that lane. I'm just saying that. You heard it here first.
All right, y'all. If you want more of that, sign up for the challenge. Here's what I'm going to just say the name that you have here. Ayan says, right? Word, taking this challenge gave me permission to function in my natural gifting for facilitating workshop. Natural gifting. And I believe everyone has a natural gifting for something where you are communicating. And if you now show up in that space, you are now able to be paid for it and add value to the institution, the organization, the event that you're a part of. All right, so Pierre,
I gotta pull on this a little more. I gotta pull on this a little more because that's one of our. She is one of.
Oh man,
all of our great participants in our challenge. She really just leaned into the challenge. Now our challenge is, hey, 90 days, 5K. We give you the tools to secure your. You gave you the tools to secure your first or your next 5K speaking engagement over the course of 90 days, and you lean in. All work works, right? I know you'll talk about that in the challenge. And man, she hit us with that success story. And I don't know if it was a chat. I don't know if it was a DM. I don't know if you could still drop, if you're still there, if you could drop it on Facebook. I'm not gonna say any more about it. If you want to share that success story, how did it turn out for you, and being a part of what was the offer that you made, and how did that turn out? So if she mentions more of it, I'll add more to it. But yeah, man, I was excited to see that. I don't know if DM, Facebook, whatever came through.
It was a DM in our community, in the mastermind group. It just dropped today. I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You can't just say this and walk off. You gotta give us some story on this.
She came in the DMs like,
boom, here we go. All right. So what someone's wondering, Pierre, they saw this title, they scroll on their Facebook, they scroll on YouTube. What's really stopping me from growing a speaking business or growing my business through speaking? What's really, is it that I'm not nice enough on the mic, right? Is it that I can't speak like Pierre? I don't have that oomph, right? Is it that my pictures, I don't have good enough pictures? What is it that's really holding me back from growing my business through speaking or growing a speaking business?
I think fundamentally the thing that holds a great majority of people back, if you want to know, if you really, really want to know what it is,
Oh, hold on. Side note. Here we go. Boom.
Yeah.
You can read that.
Oh, I landed my first 5K speaking engagement. Listen.
There you go. Hold on.
That's it. That's it. And I got the courage to pick up the other comment. I got the courage to make the ask because of the challenge.
There we go. Maybe so that's going into
the two go together.
Yeah.
The two go together. You gotta make the ask. You gotta make the offer. You have to. It's critical. It's critical to it. And you can't just sit around. I know I'm really good at X, Y, and Z. How come nobody's calling me? Well, you're not calling them.
Yeah.
And once you start calling them, things change. If you really want to know, here's the secret. The thing that's really holding you back. If you really want to know what it is, I want to invite you to go into your bathroom and turn on the light and look in the mirror. And the person
culprit,
you
huh?
see in the mirror is the person that's the entity that's holding you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
You inside of your own head, you've
right.
locked in the comparison trap.
Yep.
You're comparing yourself right now to your former self or your idealized future self, and it's keeping you from the next right action that you're supposed to take to move things along.
Absolutely. You know, I don't care what level of educational attainment you have,
Mhm.
right? The success you have, there is still some, if you stay inside of your head long enough, you will
Yeah.
talk yourself out of doing the action you know you should take.
Oh,
You will
absolutely. Every
find
single time.
some reason to talk yourself out of it. And I think sometimes, honestly, this is not just because of we're talking about this challenge. Sometimes the reason just to get into an opportunity like this is to get around other people who are taking action, just so that you break that cycle of inaction and talking yourself down. You know what? Let me get with some other people. They're taking action. Let me use positive peer pressure to take an action, because by myself, counseling with myself, just having conversation with myself, just consulting with myself, I'll tell myself, you know what, let's not do this.
Man, there's a couple parts to this. Right? So I was interviewed for a podcast. I think it's dropping next week. And the person was asking me just about adversity, just around difficult times. It's an entrepreneur's podcast. And what I said, I was like, you know what? I've learned that the people that you surround yourself with during times of uncertainty, that's what makes the key difference. The people you surround yourself with in times of uncertainty. So in the times where you're not sure about yourself or you're not sure about what's going on in the world, who are you hanging around during those times? Because that's what helps to bolster you. So if you hanging around with a whole bunch of other people who talking about, I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know if you can do it, then that's the outcome you're gonna get.
That's right.
But if you're hanging around people who are like, yeah, I think you can do this, or not, and not just I think you can do this, I want to check in with you as you do it. And we're going to do it together. Yo, that's how the challenge, that's how, and we're about to run our third cohort. That's how this challenge game came about. For a couple of years, I was like, man, I kind of want to do a speaking training thing. And I was just in my head, kind of want to do it. Do I want to do it? No, I want to do it. So I called Kymone. I was like, man, let's do this thing. And it was like 22 days later, we had our
it's crazy. It's crazy how fast something developed that we've been sitting on for so long, because simultaneously I've been wanting to serve my community through offering something about speaking. And just like, yeah, but here's a crazy question I even had in my head. I wonder if Pierre would do this. Right? Like, what's crazy is I wonder if Pierre would do this. And
I was asking the same thing.
Yeah. And Shari, you said it right. Mindset is one of the biggest blockers. Wait a minute, hold on. Here's Vlad. Let's pick up this one here, man.
Listen.
Book 4+ times since the in-person. Let me read that.
Okay, Vlad, come on. Did you drop this in the community? Is this breaking news?
I know. Vlad is like, just keep moving in silence, Vlad.
I love it, Vlad. I love it.
This challenge mastermind got me booked 4+ times since the in-person mastermind. Wait, and Shari's saying, wait a minute. I'm on my 5th booking since the in-person. One specifically came from someone who was sitting in the challenge and heard my keynote.
Wait a minute. Hold on. We
gotta go live more to find stuff out.
I just had coffee with you yesterday. You didn't tell me that.
Oh man, come on. This is good. This is so good.
Yeah, listen, taking action. And it's for a lot of us, it's uncomfortable action. It is. Y'all, I'm getting ready to launch a new project. I'm getting ready to launch a tour. And the very things that we teach our participants in our challenge are the things that we have to do ourselves to speak on stages. So my LinkedIn sales navigator, I think I had 150 credits, or however they frame it, where I can send direct messages to people. You know how many credits I used over the past 3 days, letting people know, decision maker know about my upcoming tour?
Oh,
158 credits. You know how many responses I got?
How many? 5. Wow.
5.
Wow. Listen.
Hours of sending messages to get 5. And here's the reality, y'all. Here is the secret. We giving y'all challenge stuff right now. All I need is 1.
That's true.
Why do I say all I need is 1? Because in a lot of times when something is not proven in a large way, when it's not proven in a large way, people don't always want to be the first to test it out.
That's right.
That's why it's sometimes difficult when you first get out of school, when you first graduate from college, to get a job, because you are untested potential. And people don't always want to be the first one to give you a chance. But when the first person gives you a chance,
that's right,
they give you the cosign, you leverage that thing.
Yeah.
All I need is 1. The first, right. I promise you this, the first university that signs up for my faculty development tour, everybody on whose internet is it now? It used to be Al Gore's.
Yeah.
It used to be Al Gore's.
Beyonce owned it for a minute.
Beyonce got it for right now. I don't know who it's transitioning to, right? But I promise you, the first university that signs up for my faculty development tour is going to be all over the internet. Why? Because now that's a leverage point. The first sign on is a leverage point, and you can do amazing things with that.
That's good. Now, here this before I forget, Leah. Thank you.
Leah, I'm gonna go with the Nas version of that. I respect Eminem as an MC, but I'm gonna go with the Nas version of All I Need Is One Mic.
Now, here is what's interesting, and I want to say this, Pierre, as you just mentioned that. And before I forget, I need to tell people how y'all can sign up for the challenge. So the challenge starts on Sunday. This Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Sunday evening. There's nothing else going on Sunday evening. All right, Sunday evening, 7 p.m. And you want to sign up for the VIP. The VIP is where you get 2 hours. The general admission is $47 now. The VIP is $97, and you're gonna get so much more value beyond that than you're paying. So make sure you sign up for the VIP. And those who already signed up, we need you to show up. Not just on Sunday. We need you to post your video introduction, check your homework.
Make sure you do that.
Post that stuff. We want to see that, because we'll give some prizes for that. But it also helps to prep you and prep everyone else. Let's create that community. So the way to sign up is go to monetizeyourministrychallenge.com, monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. Pierre, I want to say this. I want to ask you this. We're talking about what's really stopping you. And you just kind of like went public and told us you're doing a challenge. I mean, a tour, right? All you need is one university, and you use all your credits. And so someone might be just watching this saying, well, I can't do that. Pierre has all this courage. I don't have the same courage like him. Like, he been doing this for so long. Do you have any sort of doubts or fears, or like, what are some of the things that go through your mind when you're by yourself about this new venture?
Yeah. So this has been like a recurring question that I get. And part of it is in my origin story that I talk about extensively in the challenge. But I have to make a decision. I have to ask, what am I more afraid of? What am I more afraid of happening? So my eldest daughter she'll be a senior this coming fall in high school. My youngest is going to be a sophomore. What am I more afraid of? Rejection from a decision maker who I've never met, or the inability to provide my daughters with the financial stability that they need for the next section of their lives? What am I more afraid of? So if I'm more afraid of not being able to provide my daughters with the financial stability that they need for the next section of their lives, then an email is easy. 1,000 emails are easy, knowing that out of that 1,000, the great majority of them are going to be ignored. And I got plenty of DMs back in LinkedIn. Sorry, I'm not interested. Oh, I got blocked. Oh, I got ghosted. It happened. It's not personal. They got their own competing priorities, agendas, budgetary constraints, things that they got going on. And some random new dude named Pierre hopping into their inbox is not what they have on their agenda. That's fine. I ain't looking for them. I'm looking for the one or two whose interest intersects with the opportunity that I'm presenting with them. But here's the thing. I don't know when those one or two are going to show up. So I might have to go through 1,000. I might have to go through 2,000. I might have to go through 3,000. Why?
Yeah.
Because when my youngest already told me when she graduates from school, she wants a brand new car. My eldest already told me when she graduates from high school in a year, she said, I want 10 days in Europe. Okay, cool. 10 days in Europe. What am I more afraid of? Telling my daughter I can't take you to Europe, or a decision maker telling me I'm not interested in what you have? Yeah, I'm more afraid of disappointing my family. So
yeah.
I will accept the discomfort. One, I'll recognize that it's not personal. Two, I'll accept the discomfort because every rejection is a data point. It is, okay, how can you tweak this message? How can you reframe this message? How are you taking in consideration time of year and opportunity? Are you clear about the need and what you offer? I'm gonna use those data points to make every offer I make subsequently better and better.
Listen, man, there's some stuff going on in the chat right here. Facts. I'm more afraid of financial lack for my family than a no. Yeah. Leah's saying facts. All they're gonna say is no or yes. And I tell my kids, Pierre, you know what? When I don't ask, you know what answer I already have?
It's
No.
pre-no.
Yeah.
It's a pre-syndicated no.
Listen, y'all, we're gonna walk you through where to go to ask, because that's important for people. Where do I even go to ask? Because that's maybe someone is like, well, I don't even know where to go to ask. Okay, we got you.
We got you
on
that
challenge, right? Monetizeyourministry.com for monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. In fact, somebody help me. Just type that in the comments wherever platform you're watching it on. Just type it so that someone can simply click it. www. You don't need the www. Come on, I'm not that old.
That's Al Gore's internet.
Yeah. That's monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. It's a little bit long, so if you could type that for someone, they could just click it and they can go there. They can sign up, show up on Sunday, 7:00. And you want the VIP because you get the coaching. You get a chance to not just watch us put stuff in the comments, but you get a chance to ask your question.
That coaching is different. Man, I gotta ask you just real quick. All right, cool. You're gonna tell me where to go, but man, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I know what to say on stage. I know what to say in front of the room, but man, I don't even know what to say.
That's right.
To a decision maker.
Yeah. Like yeah. You know, there's a language of the marketplace, I think, that we need to understand.
Yeah.
You might be very successful in one area, and we want to help you leverage that success. We want you to understand how that success from one place can be transferred into another place, right? Yeah, we're going to work with you on how you say your message in that place. But I think there's also a language that decision makers talk. There's a way that they talk. There's a format that they go through. And we want to walk you through how to have that conversation, because sometimes you might get a no, not because you're not good as a speaker, but because you don't know how to speak that language.
Yeah.
Right? And so you almost get put into a pile of, oh, this person can't be serious because you don't know the language that the decision makers speak. And in the challenge, we walk you through what to say. What to say.
Step by step.
So, and what to say, and then what to say next. And let me tell you what's most
exciting. After that.
Yeah, because here's what I'm telling you. Somebody's going to sign up for the challenge because you're watching this live. You're going to come on. You're going to take the courage, not just that you brought, but the courage that you get from the other people. You're going to send out a message. I'm going to give you a preview. And then you're gonna show up on one of the nights for homework and say, I did
Mm.
the homework. Somebody responded. Now what do I do next?
Now what do I
And
do?
that's the problem I want you to have. I want you to have the problem of, oh, it worked. You didn't tell
Create
me
the
what to do
problem.
next. That's why I'm
Create the
here.
problem.
Yeah. So these comments, I can't keep up.
They
And by the
go
way,
crazy. I love it. I love it.
And listen, when you join the challenge, Gamal, you better come on, because you bring a certain energy to our challenge in these comments.
Every single time. Every
Yeah.
single time. And that's, you know, the thing, it's not just the challenge. The challenge is infinitely valuable. Infinitely valuable. The content we're going to give you is infinitely valuable. Some of it you've never heard before. Some of it you've gone through maybe trainings before and it'll be familiar to you. And the leverage piece, y'all, is the community.
Yeah, that's right.
When I tell you this community goes hard, oh, wow. This community goes hard. They get it in, and they are outrageously supportive of each other. They're fantastic collaborators. It's just an amazing thing to see as they push each other.
Yeah. Let me tell you something else that I have to say about the challenge, and I almost lost it just because I was talking here. Oh, you took the challenge before. Maybe you took the first two. We were just planning today. Pierre kind of gave a preview of it. We're gonna do some new things this challenge. We might have some guests on. So if you're thinking, should I do it again? My answer to you will be yes. So if you did it before, there's some new stuff this time, and there's some stuff that you heard before that you didn't hear the first time. You heard it, but you didn't hear it, or you heard it, but you didn't take action. If I were you, I would sign up again.
So Kymone gave me a book recommendation. He was excited about it. He told me about it. He gave me this book recommendation. And I read the book. I read the book in like a day. And I was flying, so I had time. Y'all, I went back and read the book a second time.
Wow.
And I was like, wait, this wasn't in the book before. How did I miss this part? And I went and I had different highlights, and I'm folding pages because you don't always catch things the first time around. I think the first time around, sometimes a lot of us, even in challenge spaces like this, you trying to say, okay, is this even really true? Like, I paid $97. Is this even true? Does this stuff even work? And then it captures you, and you're so excited about just the energy and the response and the homework that excitement carries. But sometimes you don't we nudge you, but you don't always do that second dig. Mm-hmm. And we've had people who've taken the challenge the first time around, super excited, participatory. And it was on the second time around that they say, yeah, y'all did something different. And in many cases, it wasn't anything that we did different. Is your approach to it is now different. One, because you know that it works. Two, because you've seen people take action. And three, you've had a conversation with that person in the mirror in the bathroom to say, I'm going to take it from here.
There you go. So what's really stopping you? You, right? And what can you do about it? Take some action. Like, one of the things that stops us from just staying stuck is taking small actions. Yeah. And so for someone, that small action might be, all right, you know what? It's 97. I'm going to sign up. For someone, that other small action is, I'm going to show up. And I'm going to show up, camera on, paper in hand, locked in. I'm not going to try to multitask this. I'm giving this my best. And then for someone else, the next small action is, whatever they tell me to do, I'm going to do that.
Yep.
So I'm going to do the homework. I'm going to record my video. I don't like myself on camera. I'm going to still do it because I'm building the muscle, right? And there's a muscle. There's a muscle of taking action. A lot of us have built the muscle of convicted. I know I'm supposed to, but I don't do it. And that muscle, it's atrophying that muscle of taking action.
Listen, all right. So I know our monetize your ministry speaking challenge. One of the things that we are careful not to do, we're fairly intentional about this. We're fairly intentional about this. We know a lot of our coming into a lot of our spaces it's monetize your ministry. So people are coming from a faith background for the most part.
I know where you're going.
we are careful not to. We're not preaching in there, y'all. It ain't like sermonic. That's not the intent. However, y'all, listen. When God told Joshua, God was like, "Cool, Joshua. Every place you put the sole of your feet, I got it. That's yours. You got it. You got it." But Joshua still had to go fight. So wait. You mean to tell me God has already told me victory is guaranteed wherever I go. He's already made the way, prepared the way for me. And my demonstration of belief that God has made the way for me is that I have to go fight the battle he's already told me that I won. Here's the thing. Y'all gifted, y'all called, you have a message to share with the world. There are people who are assigned to your voice. And your demonstration of the belief that there are people who are assigned to your voice is you fighting, is you putting the work in. And we're here to walk with you every step of the way in this challenge.
So, folks, it's Friday. You've gone through a long week. Get some rest this weekend. Sunday, I want to see you in the challenge. That's it. It's real simple. So if you're wondering, why are we on here? We're here because somebody needs to be on this challenge. They're just hearing about it. You've heard about it, but you're like, not for me. Well, no, this is not by accident. This is for you. Maybe you're in the community, you're watching this now, and I'm going to tell you, you're going to get a whole dose of FOMO if you don't take action on this. Simply go to monetizeyourministrychallenge.com.
Yeah.
Click on it. It's a small investment in you and the message and the impact that you want to have. So I want to just encourage you. That's what we want to wrap up with. Just go ahead and take some action right now. Why am I so old? .monetizeyourministrychallenge.com. Sign up. We'll see you on Sunday. I said, hold on, Pierre, I gotta take us out with this video. So
find it. Give it to him.
We find this video that shows you the folks from our last challenge, what they said. After that, we'll see you on Sunday.
This felt like lifting the veil.
I can't remember the last time I spent $47 and got this much value.
These last 3 days have been full of a lot of game, a lot of gems.
Like, this has helped me get out of my own head.
You've given us the cheat codes.
This is really validating the calling that I believe God has been, nudging me to say, it's time to come up higher.
Now I know how to obtain those speaking engagements, who I need to contact, what I need to send. So this was absolutely beneficial to everything I want to do going forward.
There were multiple unlocks for me.
I walked away with just seeing my work and my voice and my purpose.
Both Pierre and Kymone are experts in what they do, and them together provide us with the opportunity to become experts in a speaking space in what we do uniquely and confidently.
Y'all, if you haven't joined this challenge or you haven't joined the academy, you're wasting time. Do it now.